Hey, so I'm actually working out now in the daytime, but it's like 28 degrees outside, so I'm gonna go fast. Please don't kill me. Mac isn't here. My dog is not here to work out with me. I know that's the real reason why you're gonna watch this video, but he's out, I don't know, with Dan somewhere. So no Mackers today unless he shows up while we're going, so fingers crossed. Today is a little more booty focused. I got some shiny leggings on in honor of the booty. So put your spandex on and let's get started. This is gonna go the same way as before. Cardio first, so I will put the timestamp on this side this time. So skip ahead to that for the low impact section. All right, let's go. Ooh, side note, I'm gonna film this without any sound, and then I'm going to try to talk over it as I edit the video because the sound is so bad. Otherwise, I'm just using like the QuickTime player on my Mac. So I don't know, do you have a cheap recommendation for a microphone, like a little clip-on guy that doesn't cost $500? If you know of something like that, let me know because it'd be awesome to be able to hear what I was saying. Sorry, the sound was so bad last time. So we're gonna try that. Let me know what you think. Alrighty, we are starting off with some easy cardio intervals today. 30 seconds at a time is what you want to set, either on a timer if you're doing this by yourself, in a gym without the video, or just follow along. 30 seconds, jumping jacks, easy to warm up with. Just simple jumping jacks. I shouldn't have to cue these. Everyone knows how to do that. Try to keep your arms really straight. The straighter they are, I think the harder it is. You get a little more resistance through the air, if that's a thing. Nice soft landing. This is our first movement really of this workout, so really be careful of how you land. Be conscious of your joints. If you need a low impact version for this, just fast steps out, alternating steps to the side are a good way to do this. 2 more counts, squat jumps. Out, in, out. Okay, so 30 seconds of these guys. Big, wide, deep squat. In, out. I'm a little syncopated here, which I like. Bounce and then sit into that squat. In, out. Your legs should feel kind of juicy in this position. Out. Really pressing and using into the bigger muscles of the legs. They are there to help you. You are loving it. All right, we got about 5 more seconds of these squat jumps before we stay low and add a lunge. So stay low. Drop one leg back at a time. What's tricky about this is trying to keep your body upright and sneaking that leg back there. I'm going to turn here to the front so that you can see I'm in a parallel lunge, so it might feel more natural to take a curtsy lunge, but I do want your thighs, your knees, your ankles, your shins, all that jazz parallel. So stay low. All your stabilizing muscles in that lumbo-pelvic hip complex have to work here. You got 3 more seconds. We're gonna hang low on your back leg here, up and down. So if you're mirroring me in this position, this should be your right leg. I'm on my left leg. Whatever works for you best to watch the video, do. Just stay on one leg, pick one, and just get after it. Trying to go pretty fast, but really resting in assurance of your landing in the back. So you have to take a giant step behind you. Make sure your shin is perpendicular to the floor there. Try not to overextend your knees too far over the toes. A few more seconds. 2, 1, and then we're going into these jump hops. So same movement. If you're going low impact again, you don't want to jump, just stay with that knee repeater. Otherwise, big explosive jump through your foot. That's what's going to get you those long, lean muscles explode. Try to get a little faster if you can without sacrificing that back leg in that nice, clean position of the front shin. Keeping your knee over your toe, over your ankle, pretty far back. Big, big steps. You got 2 more seconds here. Woo! Lunge jumps. All right, this sucks. Your legs are tired at this point, so you're just gonna fight through it. Try to get low. You have the option to tap your knee down every time. Certain fitness modalities do require that for that rep to count. However, I always bruise my knees when I do that, so just make sure you're going as low as you can, trying to keep that nice posture through your upper body and your legs. You got about 5 more seconds. Get as many reps as you can before we start on this other side. And stop, shake it out. Woo! Here's the Mackers. He came home. Hi, buddy. Hi. Now Dan was shoveling the driveway, so he didn't stay with me long. He was much more interested in Dan, but we'll pretend like he was there. Okay, jumping jacks on the other side. Enough chit chat. Oh, go. All right, we're into it. 30 seconds. So if you did a few bonus first there, then extra credit for you. Nothing much to talk about on this side except that you love to exercise, right? This is so much fun. There's pretty much nothing else that you would rather be doing in your life right now other than these jumping jacks. Ooh, I was getting weird there. Whew, have some fun with it. Shake your limbs out. Jumping jacks are just fun. I don't think they're too bad. 3 more seconds till we're into our little squats. Out, in, out. Nice and juicy. Maybe you can get a little bit deeper on this side. Your hips should be starting to loosen up. Joints are feeling good. Muscles, tendons, ligaments, everything responding to this lovely exercise that you're giving your body here. Nice and wide. I'd say the number one thing to think about is not leaning forward. It's so easy to do that, especially with momentum. So really squeeze your scapula in and down using those rhomboids. 2 more seconds. Stay low. Step your legs back and in. I'm hurting. Do you see that face? Take it back and in. Try to stay parallel and get your butt lower than I am. I'm starting to sneak up a little bit. Joanna, get down there. Down. Wide. Long step to the back. Okay, trust yourself. That's what's going to prevent you from overextending your front knee, is if you take that giant step to the back. Out. 3 more seconds, and then we'll stay low on the other leg. So make sure you're on the other side, and then start your little knee repeater. I like to think of this as a lunge and a passe, because, you know, dance, jazzercise. Whee! But just use your abs, pull your knee to your chest. Strong, swift movement here. This one's not too bad yet. Remember, you still have to jump after this, so breathing is good. Woo! Give yourself some confidence. We got 5 more seconds without our jump. Take a nice deep breath, and here we go. Jump and jump. Ooh, my back leg is not down, so try to get lower than I am doing here. I'm clearly wilting. This is a short cardio set, but it is intense. I was pretty sore after this the next day, so hopefully you will be too. Press, you want to be sore. Remember, you have to push your muscles to the full point of fatigue for those muscle fibers to break down. And breaking down a muscle is what builds that strength. 1 more second. All right, lunge jumps. Go! Switch. You can see my back knee shaking all over the place. Whoa. Woo. Press, okay? Don't let yourself cop out of this. Go. You only have 15 seconds more, so push it. Make it count. Press. If you're only taking 20, 30 minutes to work out today, you got to make it count. Explode through those legs. Press through the feet. Up and out. You got 2 more seconds. And we're done. Shake it out. Good job. All right, friends, it is time to stretch. Grab your right foot, pull it into your butt, squeeze those glutes under, and I like to drop my chin to my chest. It maximizes the stretch to take that little opening in the cervical spine there. Really hollow out your abs to accentuate that stretch. And press that same heel back behind you. It's really important that you keep your back leg straight and your front leg bent. We're stretching out our calves, our soleus, our Achilles tendon here from all that hopping around we just did, down to a full runner's lunge. Oh, remember to breathe during this. Little rock forward and back. Take your hands to your front leg. Settle into that stretch. I pull up a little bit and try to square off my hips and then settle down. So we're going to take a little more of an active stretch here. We're going to push into the front leg and lift up. Stretching and press. Rather than lifting your hips here, think about pushing the floor away like it's a big leg press machine. The whole earth is under your foot and you're so strong that you're pressing the earth away. Open the arms, come down, drop the back knee, and see if you can capture that back leg. Now this can bother your knee, so if this doesn't feel good, just stay in your lunge and squeeze your hips forward. That can be a nice stretch too. But this one's really intense, which I like. Pop your hips back up to a little parallel triangle stretch. Make sure you're parallel here. You'll feel it a lot more in your hamstrings. Roll down, come up, and we'll do the other side. Just a quickie little stretch today. Grab that other foot, squeeze your butt, drop your chin. Make sure your knees are even. Sometimes that working leg presses forward a little bit. Lift up and out of your hips. And stretch on the other side. You guys having fun? This is so much fun. Try not to turn out that back heel. I'm clearly showing you not to do that. I see that a lot in my dance students. We stretch our calves and that back leg turns out and you won't feel a darn thing. So parallel runner's lunge. Watch your front shin here. Just like a squat position, you don't want to overextend your front knee. Ow! So keep it over. Hands to the front thigh, lift up, square off, reach your arms overhead. Are you breathing? Press into your leg and release. Another earth press. Wah! And settle. You are powerful, so strong that you can leg press the whole world. Look at that. Press up and down. Hands come to the floor. Drop your back knee. Grab that foot in, or if you didn't like that on the first side, just press your hips forward. What's my stretching sound effect? Did you like that? All right, hips up. Stretch your hammies. Maybe your low back here. You can twist your hips to feel, just listen to your body. Stretching is a great time to be a little more intuitive with yourself. All right, we are into our toning section. All right, get ready for some standing laterals. Your outside leg. So I'm mirroring you here. If you want to do your right leg, if that makes the most sense to just look at me like, again, we're in a mirror. I think that's kind of helpful. Try to keep your knee directly over your toes in these lateral lunges. Okay, so in a lateral lunge, typically what happens is people try to bend both their knees. So make sure your opposite leg, the one I'm pointing at, stays really straight. It's almost like you have a bum leg. Like your knee is in a brace. You cannot bend it. All right, so really pushing off of your foot. We're gonna add a little bit of a leg lift here in a second. And I really want you to keep to the side. So lower and then push off using your glute. And the key to this movement is to turn your hip bones here slightly down to the ground. I don't know if you can see this. If you turn towards your leg, you will use too much of your hip flexors and your quads. We really still want to use the muscles of the butt here. So you should be able to feel your right glute right there. And then as you lift up, same way, down and up. I'm really keeping that standing leg straight. All right, we've got a few more and then we're gonna go to single lateral lift. So we're just gonna stick with the leg lift. Keep pressing off, down, press, bring it in. All right, so a little element of balance is coming into play here. You want your left knee soft to support you. And I'm kind of wrapping my arms around my body like that in order to keep that slight downward spiral so that I'm not tempted to turn my shoulders to face the leg. That way you really squeeze your medial glute. Lift it, squeeze it, get it up there. Up, down, up, down. All right, that was 16. We'll do the other leg right away. Lateral lunge with your left leg this time. Giant step. It feels kind of nice once you can get that momentum, that swing. I want you to catch yourself at the bottom and then use your muscles to press back up. That was me doing the wrong back. So don't let yourself lean forward. That's such a common tendency. So really squeeze your back. We're gonna start those leg lifts here in a second. We got a few more, warming up that lateral side. All right, there it is. Take it down and lift your legs. So the last workout, we were working our adductors, which is your inner thighs. So now we're working the opposite, outer thigh into that medial glute. Really nice for stability through the pelvis and gives you a little bit of shaping benefits there as well. Really balancing, push off onto the leg, down. There's 16 of these, but I wasn't counting. So here's 16, 15, 14. So if you were doing this without my cueing, I'm just watching myself do this on the video. 16 of those lunges into the lift and then 16 single leg lifts here. So I'm soft again in that right knee, trying to balance, using my core quite a bit. Lift, lower, really press those last few reps, really count. Shake it out.
Okay, just want to sneak in your leg.
Cameo.
Cameo appearance.
Oh, I love it. I'm going to keep that.
Here's where you will need your band. That's just one that I got off of Amazon. It doesn't have to be that brand. It was just cheap. We're gonna start some little lateral sidewalks. I go one, together, out, tap. Out, together, out, tap. Just a nice quick warm up. I don't feel these a lot initially, but man, does it sneak up on you. So stick with it. Try to keep your hips pretty low here. I think that's the key, is to stay low. You can press out a little more every time you take a side step, and that's gonna really fire up, again, your medial glutes. We sort of got those activated with our lateral lunges, so now we're doing that step. Just a different angle. Try to keep your hips low, keep your back flat, side together, side in, side together. It's like a little dance step. How nice. Out, in, out. Really push the knees open, almost like they're gonna precede your foot going out, so your knees will lead. So walking forward 4 times and back 2, 3, 4. Walk forward 2, 3, 4, and back. These are just fun. I feel kind of like a creature of some kind, and that's always a fun feeling. Gotta feel like a creature. Big walks. Try your best to pivot on your toes. I suppose you could pivot on your heels as well. Just make sure you don't twist an ankle, so you stay nice and straight through your shins and your knees. Woo, this is right when I start to really feel it. Okay, best part ever, just drop and hold. Don't move a muscle. Isometric movement, which means no movement at all, can really drive that burn home. Just watch my face. Ah! It hurts so good. Stay, 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 stay until you can't stay anymore. Nice. All right, so we're gonna do some banded leg lifts. Keep it around your thighs there, right above your knees. I do recommend holding on to something like a wall. I want you to stretch your leg out to the side and then rotate it a little bit to a back diagonal. Start a nice little press, up and down. Lift, lower, push, push. I have a little bit of momentum against that tube or that band for a reason. Make sure your bottom leg is soft here, and you have to play around just a little bit with your angle of lift. So you should be halfway between side and back, and then with an externally rotated foot. So you should feel the top of your glute right there really squeezing. Play around. You'll feel it a lot when you find that good spot, and then just press. I believe we're doing 16 here. Press as hard as you can. You won't be able to last too long. I'm hoping to get up to a greater amount, but oh girl, by the end, my booty's dying. So other side, out, externally rotate. We're on that slight diagonal, lift and lower. Make sure your core is super tight. Your core can help your leg lift, which is awesome. Your core can really facilitate more movement throughout the body. Oh, there's Mac. Hi, buddy. Lift, squeeze. So this side is always way harder because the leg that you're standing on is helping stabilize you right now, and you already burned it out with that initial set of lifts. Keep trying to squeeze the upper glute, squeeze. Really hone in, focus on that mind to muscle connection. Lift. That resistance is so good. You might have to do this a few times to find the right band for you. This one says it's heavy, but it's pretty stretchy still. All right, so take your band down to your ankles and make sure you have a surface that's a little softer. My floor is not soft, so up on a mat. Lift and lower a single leg. Now, if you notice, my bottom foot and knee, my toes are tucked, and that way that band doesn't just pop off. Core is super tight, shoulders over the wrists. Try not to hyperextend your elbows. I'm completely parallel this time. It's a little different. We did 8 single lifts, and now we're just pulsing. This is hard. Your range of motion won't be as big, so that's okay. Just focus on the squeeze, release of that muscle. So if you can see here, I'm slightly externally rotating my leg this time. Open and then parallel. Turn out, parallel. I'm trying to keep my hips still down to the floor, but I'm rotating inside my hip socket. Keep your leg turned out, little pulses. So this is where you go from the glute maximus to the side to the medius there. What we've been working in all our lateral stuff. Lift. Keep your abs in, your shoulders down, your neck is on your spine. All right, full plank position. We're going to repeat that first part. Same leg. Lift, lower, lift. You're going to be tempted to twist your hips all over the place. Just lift what you can. It's a lot smaller range of motion, but push. You should just be able to squeeze your butt. You can kind of see my muscle there. Engage. Pulses, 16 of them. Keep your core super tight. So you're doing double the damage here. Get a little ab workout, shoulder stability as you continue to work those glutes. Woo! Stretch it back. release, and we're going to do the same thing on the other side. So flip it around. This time your other leg is out. Keep your bottom toe tucked as you find that quadruped position. Oh, rearrange that mat. So abs in, shoulders down, extend the leg. Parallel, lift, lower, lift. You're going to be tempted to arch your back to try to haul that leg up there. Try to not use a lot of momentum this time. Just resist, lower, resist. So I shouldn't see if you took a video of you, I shouldn't see too much movement in your upper back. 16 of our little pulses here, staying parallel. Woo! I have a problem where I like to hyperextend my elbows, so try not to sink into that. We're doing our turned out version now. Slight rotation, this happens in the hip socket, up in your femur. Don't open your pelvis, it's a different thing. Little rotation, rotation. All right, keep your foot turned out, little pulses. This is a great angle for glute engagement. You can really geek out on this topic if you research it online. There's different specific angles that target the glute engagement more than others. You want to always find that angle that works best for your body. This is the hard one. Up to your plank, lift and lower, just singles. Try not to move your pelvis all around or get squirrely through your upper body. Long legs, tight core. Little pulses. Lift, 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 lift. 8 more. Press. Core is tight. Don't drop. 4, 3, 2, 1, and collapse. Sink back. Just release your low back and your bum. We are going to take the band off and finish with a nice long set of bridges. So take the band off. Get comfy. I want you to lie somewhere flat. Here comes an inordinate amount of bridging. Lift and lower. 8 times full range. 6, down. 5, I'm really focusing on driving my heels into the floor and squeezing my butt. 2 and 1. Same tempo, but just halfway down this time. Halfway down. All the way up. Halfway down. All the way up. Keep your back nice and long. Tailbone kind of feels like it's extending down beneath and through your legs. Even smaller, just push, barely release. Push, barely release. This keeps the hamstrings and the glutes under constant tension, which is nice. Press, down, press. And we're going to repeat that whole thing, so full range. Up, down, roll. You can roll a little bit through your spine, or you can just press in one swift movement. Don't get distracted with too much articulation through the spine. Halfway down, coming next. Up, halfway down, up, halfway down. Squeeze. So be conscious of how you push your feet into the floor. That can activate your backs of your legs even more. Little press up, barely release, up. So all I'm doing is slightly relaxing the muscles. I'm not thinking a big range of motion at all. Tiny, tiny, tiny. All right, so ground into your right leg, lift that front leg and lower it down for 2, up for 2. You can do whatever leg you want first. Down for 2, up for 2. Your goal here is to keep your hips equal and level and off the floor. Down for 2. We're going to speed it up right here. Down and up. So this is stability through the leg that is flat on the floor. A lot of work through your hips, pushing here, down and up. Keep your legs straight, hips are even and tall. Down and up. Last one, leg stays high, little pulses. 16, 15, 14, 13. Feel like someone just reached down from the heavens and grabbed your foot and they're pulling it straight up. Press, press, press. 4, 3, 2, 1, and drop. Don't drop those hips, just the foot. Other leg down for 2 and up for 2. Your hips don't have to be sky high. Mine aren't in a full bridge, but enough so that my muscles really stay strong. Pressing into that other foot now, little faster, down and up. Keep your working leg straight. This is a battement in ballet, a grand battement. Horizontal, lift and down and up. Don't let your hips drop no matter what. Squeeze. All right, little pulses here to the top. Little lift, lift, lift. Think about driving the foot that's flat, the heel into the floor. Someone's pulling your toe from the top. 4, 3, don't drop your hips. Lower your foot. All right. So keep the space underneath your back, just hold. You're gonna flex your feet and walk out your heels a little farther. Okay, this is gonna get your hamstrings a little bit lower, little lift, little lower, little lift. Please excuse my hands. I just like to feel sometimes the muscles that are working. So you can put your hands on your stomach, you can hold your own butt. It helps me a lot in a mind to muscle connection if I can touch the muscle that's working. And I'm like, oh, I understand. So really squeeze, squeeze. Keep your belly flat. Drive into your heels. So the farther you walk your heels away from your sit bones, the more hamstring you're gonna get. Closer the heels to the butt, a little more glutes. Walk your feet back flat and then zip everything up. So inner thighs together, knees together, ankles and heels down and up. Full range again. Squeeze actively through your inner thighs. That's really, really important. You're gonna get a crazy burn through the backs of your legs and on the insides of your thighs. Down, squeeze as you lift. Down, squeeze as you lift. Like you have a $100 bill in between your knees, and you can keep it if you never let go of that squeeze. Press down. We just do this for freaking forever. This is our last part of this workout. So little tiny pulses, take it home. Lift, lift. These do not have to be big at all. I think the smaller, the harder, because of your range. You're just keeping those muscles under so much tension. Lift, lift, and we're done. Set your hips down. Slowly hug your knees in. It looks so simple, but if you did that whole set, you should be on fire. We're going to stretch the backs of the legs, so take a quick stretch. Legs out straight. Woo, take a nice deep breath. Wiggle your feet in and out a little bit. That helps lubricate those hip joints. Rest for a moment, take a breath. Usually those muscles are so tight, it takes a moment for them to release. Cross one leg over the other, push your hips forward, and then extend through the chest. You can wiggle around here side to side. Again, you'll know when you feel the spot that's really tight. You can stay there and breathe into it. Cross the top leg over. Make sure your top foot is flexed and all the way crossed over the bottom thigh. Slightly lean forward if that feels right for your hips. Try to get those glutes to relax and release, and we'll do the other side. Cross the leg over the thigh, press the hips forward, open through the chest, and then slide around a little bit. Find a good spot. Oh, yeah. And then stack your shins. Make sure you're really square, pressing that knee down. I always pop my back here. Bam. And then take it down.
Alright guys, that's all for today. Thanks so much for watching and stay tuned for the next one.